So congratulations to the 5 winners of the Nice app from last week's episode of Setup Wars. If you guys have the app downloaded, then you guys would have seen the push notification that I sent Monday morning. As always, every single week there will be a giveaway on Setup Wars, and all you guys have to do to participate is download the Nice app and like a few products you guys see on this episode on the Nice app. And what that does is basically adds the product to your wish list, and then I pick 5 winners every single week on Monday, and they win some pretty cool prizes. I've talked a lot about Nice on my channel before, but for those of you who are new, Nice basically gets you early access to my Setup Wars and a bunch of other videos. You can browse through products on there and even like them and save stuff to your wish list as you are watching the video. But with all that said, welcome to Setup Wars episode 86. If you guys want to participate in submitting your desk setup, make sure to watch the video down below. Let the Setup Wars begin. If you guys are shopping around for your next game, make sure to check out g2a.com because they have the cheapest CD keys available for pretty much any game. I'll drop a link to them down below if you want to check it out. Starting off the episode, we have Alessandro in a triple monitor setup featuring a 28-inch 4K monitor from AOC that's in between two 19-inch Dell monitors in vertical mode. At first I thought this was just a massive desk, but it appears to be 2 telco office desks combined together. I also like how he has a matching trash can to his wallpaper. So on the desk he has the CM Quickfire keyboard and CM Storm Sentinel mouse used in conjunction with the Rocat Apuri mouse bungee. For audio, he is using the Sennheiser HD201 headphones and the August EP650 wireless headphones, which is resting on the far right. Since he doesn't have a headset, he is using a Trust Stars microphone, which he pulls out whenever he needs to do voiceovers or use it for chat. I also like the IKEA plant pot off to the right side and the cool looking LED lamp right next to it. I feel like most people would put tons of stuff on their desk if they had such a large surface like this, so it's nice to see that Alessandro kept it to a minimum. Cable management is also done really well, not a single wire on the ground, and everything is routed underneath the table and down the legs into the back of the PC. This must have taken a while to do, so good work. And finally, the PC that's powering the setup has an A5 3570K paired with a GTX 680 AMP edition, which he claims to be able to run games over 30 FPS in 4K resolution and 60 FPS in 2K resolution, which is kind of hard to believe. Regardless, it's a very clean setup. Thank you, Alessandro, for entering. Next up is Andrew with a very nice black and red setup that's built on a custom-made desk. I like how he built a dedicated place just for his PC. So instead of keeping it on the floor, he placed it on a stand where it's still visible. He's rocking 3 24-inch Asus monitors, a Corsair Vengeance K70 keyboard with cherry reds, and a Corsair Scimitar RGB mouse on top of the TechWear Haste mousepad. For audio, he's using a pair of Altec Lansing speakers, and he also has a HyperX Cloud 2 headset on a custom-made hanger. Cable management is really good. All the wires are wrapped around with the spiral tubing. There's also a hole drilled in the desk for the keyboard and mouse. There's even a cable box for the power strip, and even the cables running down the wall have a channel raceway. By the way, check this out guys, he hooked up a PC case fan underneath his router to keep it cool. That's pretty impressive. And finally, the PC that's pushing all of these pixels is running on a 6700K and a GTX 980 Extreme Gaming Edition from Gigabyte and 32 gigs of RAM from Corsair. I don't know how I feel about the random Xbox controller being in the center of your desk, but everything else is nicely organized and has purpose. I especially like the 8-bit art on the wall of Deadpool and Harley Quinn. Overall, a very dope looking black and red setup. Thank you, Andrew, for entering. At number 3, we have Gonzalo with a Razer-themed setup. He has a massive 4K TV from Samsung that's being used as a monitor, and for the gear, he is of course rocking Razer peripherals. We got the Razer Black Widow Ultimate keyboard, Mamba mouse, and a Chimera 5.1 headset. He also has a pair of M50X headphones and Logitech X530 speakers. I definitely love how he kept everything symmetrical as well. Both sides of the desk have the same amount of devices. That's what I like to see. Cable management is pretty much perfect. There's only a single wire running down, which I'm guessing is the main power strip that has everything connected to it, and even the cables in his drawers are neatly organized. His custom PC is running on a 2600K that's paired with a Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 970, and I just wanted to thank you for actually spending some time to take your PC outside to take pictures. Honestly, the only thing I would do to this desk if it were mine is to drill a hole in the desk to route the keyboard wired through for a wireless look. But overall, this is a very solid setup. Thank you, Gonzalo, for entering. Now here's a setup that has a lot going on. Jack managed to cram a lot of things on his tiny IKEA Linman desk. He has two 27-inch Acer monitors up top, an Xbox One underneath that, and then right next to that an MSI laptop. He's also using a Razer Black Widow Chroma keyboard and the Mamba Tournament Edition mouse on top of the Razer Firefly mousepad. He also managed to squeeze in a pair of Creative T20 speakers, a Snowball Ice microphone, and a Turtle Beach X12 headset. Wow. If your bed wasn't so close to your desk and if you didn't have a shelf blocking the other side, I would have recommended some Capita legs from IKEA to mount your speakers on the sides to free up some space, but I'm afraid you just don't have the room for any of that. The only other things I can recommend to you are a boom arm for the Snowball Ice so that you can attach it to the right side of your desk, and a headphone hanger for the side as well. That should help free up a few things from your desk at least. Even with all the stuff on the desk, I'm surprised you managed to keep the cable management under control. It looks like the IKEA Signum is holding up most of the cables, and the rest have been wrapped up with some Velcro. And then down here is the PC itself, which is equipped with a 6700 and a GTX 960. I'm personally not a fan of cramped setups, but I do understand that sometimes you are limited to the amount of space you can work with, and I think you did a good job making it work. Thank you, Jack, for entering. Last but not least, we have Kerry and another black and red setup that's built on a homemade desk, which is built into the wall. He's rocking the Acer Predator X34 Gaming Ultra-Wide monitor with a Logitech G710 Plus keyboard and the Corsair M65 Pro RGB mouse on top of the VIPAM's extended mousepad. He does have a Turtle Beach Recon 50 headset that's behind the monitor, and speaking of behind, it looks like all the cables are ran alongside the wall and into the hole that was drilled in the corner of the desk and then out from the bottom. Nicely done. But let's take a look at the PC. This thing looks awesome. It's running on a 6800K and two MSI GTX 1080s in SLI. Definitely loving the custom painted SLI bridge, the V1 Tech backplate, and custom sleeving. A very badass color scheme and impressive setup indeed. Thank you, Kerry, for entering. So that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, drop your comments down below and vote on who you think has the best desk setup. I'll announce the winners via the app Nice, and I'll also be posting them on Twitter and Instagram, so make sure you guys are following me there if you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.